is even one better thing that we have had this summer: the ban on cell phones in schools. Now, I know technically it doesn't come into effect until the start of term 2, but the smart principals, which is most of them, and the school boards, they're already bringing it in. They can see that this is a great direction to head in, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm one of those mean dads. I wouldn't let my kids have a cell phone until they got to high school. I get up in the morning and I thank the late, great Steve Jobs for inventing screen time so I can shut down those phones. I can cut off their internet at the push of a button. They only get half an hour on social media because it's not real life, but because I like actually talking to my kids when I'm home. And I just think kids are way better and do a lot better when they're off those screens. And what are we going to get them to focus on instead? To focus on the basics brilliantly. Do you know what? Some teachers even said to me, well, we don't feel comfortable having to take kids' phones off them. This is last year. We don't really want to be the bad cop. So I just say, look, let me be the bad cop. Let the great education minister we finally have after the last 6 years, the Honourable Erica Stanford, let her be the bad cop with me on this one issue. We'll focus them instead on learning the basics brilliantly. It's something that I really believe in. And you might find the odd teenager that says they don't like us, we're taking off their phones. Actually, most of them say to me, we don't like you taking our phones away, but we acknowledge it's actually probably the best thing for us. But you might find someone that doesn't like losing their phone at school, but I challenge you to find many parents that don't think it's a great thing to get their kids off the phones and focus on learning the basics, like in primary schools, where they'll be spending an hour every day learning maths, an hour every day on reading, an hour every day on writing. And I had first-hand experience with this when we were living in the UK, and one of my daughters did the first year of her primary school there, and it was light years from where we have been in New Zealand. Not because I believe their teachers are better than the great teachers we have in New Zealand, not because I believe that their kids were any better. I think our kids are fantastic with all the potential to achieve great things in this world, but they got taught phonics. And my mother-in-law, who's an RTLB, has espoused the value of phonics for such a long time, and she's absolutely right. My mum, the maths teacher, that used to lament these kids that would have to get their calculators out to do basic addition and subtraction. Well, now they're getting out a phone to get the calculator app, but they're opening up the music, they're chatting, they're playing games. Let's get them back on what they should be focused on learning the basics brilliantly, because our kids have a great future, but they need to achieve in schools. They actually need to achieve and be set up to succeed in life. And I'm proud of my family, my parents, my in-laws, my brother. They're all school teachers. You can't avoid them. I think they're fantastic, but by giving them the tools to succeed and to train our kids, that's the best future. And I'm proud to be part of this government that has been relentlessly focused in the first 100 days on educational achievement for our kids. And Steve Jobs and screen time have a great place at home, but at school I'm glad my kids and everyone else's will be focused on learning the basics brilliantly.